Hey everyone, so this is my second time filming this video because the first time when I filmed it last week I had lipstick on my teeth for the entire video. If you saw my what's in my bag video, you saw I had lipstick on my teeth for the first half of that video as well, but at least I noticed throughout that video and like was able to remove it. So I didn't really want to go through a full video with lipstick on my teeth, so I'm doing this again. But basically I just wanted to do an updated current hairstyling video. Not styling, it's hair care video. So just basically the products I'm using, because I'm getting a lot of questions, I suppose, from kind of fellow people from people who are also growing their hair and trying to keep it in really good condition, or trying to keep it healthy, because I've been growing my hair now for a while and you know, it wasn't in the best of condition there for ages, and I have been, you know, it has been in really good condition recently and it's gotten a big spurt, like it's quite long at the moment. I'll just kind of run you through what I'm using. It does vary every now and again. I do use different shampoos and conditioners mostly, but what I have been using recently are quite a few Pantene products. Now I will say obviously they have been sent to me because I've shown some of them before, but I'm really enjoying what they're doing to my hair, so I would never show anything I don't like. I don't bother, there's no point. So I'll start off with the shampoo and conditioner. It's the Pantene Expert Collection Age Defy shampoo and conditioner. So this sounds funny because obviously they're anti-aging, but I mean I use anti-aging and they're wet so they're dripping everywhere, but I use anti-aging face products obviously because prevention is better than cure. So I think the same thing goes with your hair. The earlier you start really caring for it and protecting it, the better it'll be as you get older, particularly with scalp. And what I love about these new products is that they really nourish the scalp. They're not overlooking that, because obviously that's where your hair comes from. That's the best way to really take care of your hair, is to make sure that this part is, you know, being kept healthy and being looked after, and then of course you need to look after your existing hair as well. Now these guys, it's part of a system, but basically it helps to make your hair look a little bit thicker, I suppose. What does it say? They both have a triple blend complex, so 3 nourishing ingredients which are uniquely blended, which were designed by hair and skin experts. So obviously the skin experts because of your scalp, and they just help to strengthen the hair, and also they help with the tensile strength, I think is the name of it, you know, so that it has a higher strength before breaking. Tensile strength is your breaking, the tensile point. I'm totally getting this wrong. Basically it won't break as easily, so it can take more kind of pressure and more abuse without breaking. That's what I was trying to say. So that's those guys. And Pantene actually have a couple of these like anti-aging lines, and this is my favourite so far. I did do another blog post about another one that I tried beforehand, but I kind of preferred these ones, so I'll link to that blog post below. And I just love, you know, without having any kind of scientific reason behind it, I just love how my hair looks with it. And I of course use these today. So my hair today is just, it's quite like, it's I don't have straight hair, it's just like wavy I suppose, and this is just how it is when it dries naturally. Sometimes I'll brush it, which I probably shouldn't do, it's a bad habit, but I'll brush it quite a lot when it's wet to straighten it without having to use heat, and that's why it looks quite straight other times, whereas I didn't really brush it today when it was wet. This is just left as it is. But that's those guys, and those are really nice. I don't think they're that expensive. They're always in Dunnes and like other supermarkets, and they're never too overly expensive. Then this is the treatment I'm using at the moment. So I use this between the shampoo and the conditioner. And this one you only have to leave it on for like a couple of minutes. Yeah, it says only 2 minutes, but I usually leave it on for a little bit longer, so for however long it takes for me to shave my legs basically and do whatever else I need to do. So it's the Age Defy Advanced Rejuvenating Mask. So this I really like. First of all, the packaging, and the packaging of all of them actually, I really like the black look of it. It opens like this rather than having to twist it, and you can see there it's gotten a lot of love because it's nearly at the end. Now I will say it does remind me very much of the Stafford treatment that I always use, which I'll show in a sec as well. It seems to kind of have a similar effect on my hair. It makes my hair feel very similar, and this works to strengthen and repair rough or dull hair, and it strengthens against combing damage, which is good, particularly if your hair is wet. And of course these work on the scalp as well as on the hair, so I really like this as well. And one of the most important things for me as being someone with very fine hair, particularly as it gets longer, is that you want to make sure that it does not weigh down your hair. None of these weigh down my hair, which is very important for me, and that's why I love them. And of course I could not do a hair video without showing the treatment that I feel has really made the biggest difference to my hair, and it's the Stafford hair growth treatment. So this is, it's empty at the moment. I have one ready to use when I finish my Pantene one, but this I feel has made the biggest difference to my hair. It's really improved the quality. My hair really did grow, and because this put the biggest emphasis on your scalp, it really nourishes your scalp. It says if the earth's not nourished, you'll never grow beautiful flowers. I won't go on about it now because I've gone on about it a million times before. This is about €11 here in Galway in Ireland, and it's for 200ml. And it's just a treatment you pop in your hair. I always leave it on for longer, like I said. It doesn't weigh it down, and I'm always getting compliments about my hair whenever I use it. It's kind of like, I have been getting compliments about this as well, but this is the one that I know I'll always go back to, and that is brilliant. And then because I use this all the time, my sister put me onto this guy because I'm the one who introduced her to the treatment in general, but she started using this and I hadn't used this, and it's the hair growth treatment as well, but it's the leave-in one. And this is also, both of them have this pro growth complex. This has a shot of caffeine, for whatever that does to you, and it says follicle fuel to increase root productivity for hair that never grows past a certain length. So it's the same idea, but this I think is a bit more focused on the roots rather than on the rest of your hair, even though it does work as kind of a leave-in conditioner for the rest of your hair as well. You put it in your hair while it's damp, and then you brush it through. I think you focus on the roots, and then you comb through, and then you just leave it and, you know, dry and do your hair as normal. So that's really class. This is a bit more expensive. For 100ml it's €16 I think, and because like a spritz will always go longer further than a cream treatment. So that's another brilliant product, and I've been really enjoying that. So highly recommend all those things so far. Then the only other real kind of treatment thing I've been using is this. Again, it's from the same crowd, the Pantene crowd, and it's the Defy thickening treatment. So this works to immediately thicken your hair by it coats the actual hairs, which is great. And there have been a few times when I've been using this, and in videos when I've had it on, people have been saying my hair looks thicker and like really healthy, and this could be one of the reasons for the thickening, because I don't use hair dryer. I don't use heat on my hair very often, which anyone can tell you it's quite hard to get any kind of thickening going on without using heat. I use it very seldom, very little. I'll only use it on my fringe. This guy's great. Basically what it says to do is you have this little nozzle, and when you press the pump, it shoots some of the kind of, it's like a gel product out onto your scalp. It says to do up to 15. I do about 10. I find 10 is enough, and I just do it all around like this part of my head, so from the ears up to my crown, and then I do a little bit around the back as well, and I'll do one shot around here. I don't do too much around the fringe because I don't want to weigh it down, and about 10 of those, and then all I do then is kind of massage it into the scalp, and this is while it's wet, so after you've washed it, and brush through anything else then if I want to, and then just do whatever else I want to do with my hair after that. And that's brilliant, and it does give you that immediate kind of look of thickened hair, but it does work in the long term as well to help your hair be as thick as it would be naturally, or as it can be naturally, by again helping it be healthy and all this kind of stuff. So that's another really great product for any of you other fine haired people out there who tend to get flat hair which is a nightmare when you have really fine hair, because it can just like stick to your head and look really flat and unattractive. Those are the main hair things for like washing and treating it and stuff like that. Then I have a couple of leave-in conditioners that I've been loving. Now these again were sent to me, but I'm a massive advocate of the Aussie line anyhow, and it's these Miracle Recharge leave-in moisturisers. So I have the one for colour, I have the one for volume. Turn it around for you. So volume, colour and moisture. Now my favourite one to use really would be the volume, and I'd kind of use that. I wouldn't use it at the same time I use this. I'd kind of flip between the two. I'd use the volume one more at the roots, and then sometimes like use the colour one then towards the rest of the hair. Or I would use the moisture one maybe at the ends of the hair rather than up at the roots. Now I'm not going to keep these all for myself. My sister and my mum have their names on a couple of them. But I think I'll probably keep the the colour one for myself, give the volume to my mum and the moisture to my sister. But the colour is the one that I've used the most of, obviously because my hair is coloured. And considering my hair is coloured and I use permanent dye, it's in good condition. Like it's not, doesn't seem to be suffering from the colour, and I think it's thanks to all this stuff. Now these are great big bottles. I'll leave any prices and stuff like that either down below or on my blog, but you get 250 mils, and you know, it's quite a heavy pump when you spray it out, so I have to be careful, like, to keep it a good distance away from my hair, or else I'll spray it into my hands and then kind of rub them together and put it in that way. I do find, like, it's kind of, because it's such a big bottle, it's kind of hard to spray. I almost have to hold it with both hands and then spray, but that's like the stupidest, niggliest little complaint about it. Otherwise than that, I really, really love them. And the Aussie products are the most amazing smelling products for your hair in the world. But again, the reason I'm a big fan of the Aussie products is because they don't weigh down my hair. So these are all stuff that I love for fine hair. And then this guy here I love. It's called the Hair Manya Bye Bye Split End. I think Hair Manya is the name of the actual company, or else it is Kemon, K-E-M-O-N. This is just a serum for the end of my hair. I tend not to love like the heavier oil serums, even though this probably is oil based, but you know, I'm more talking about the like even the argan oil ones are a little bit heavy for my hair. So this one is brilliant. I just do maybe 2 or 3 little squirts and then rub it between my hands and just put it all through the ends of my hair, and it just gives a lovely like silkiness and smoothness, and it takes away the really, really dry look, particularly around this part here, which is the most damaged part of my hair because it was bleached. It's the part that was like that silvery blonde colour. And this is down to here at the moment, and I will be replacing it because it's the best one I've ever used. And then the last 2 bits to show you now would be this guy here first of all, because as I mentioned, I do use the hairdryer on my fringe because you know, I have a cow's lick and fringes just tend to not do what you want them to do unless you use heat on them. So I use this Toni and Guy Heat Elnett Heat Defense Spray. This is the one, again, I've had it for ages, but it's the one I always go back to. So this is the Toni and Guy Elnett Heat Defense Spray. I've had loads of them kind of on and off, and this is the one I've always gone back to. So I've bought this maybe 3 times. This is maybe my 3rd bottle at the moment, and it's lovely. You can use it as a leave-in conditioner if your hair is particularly dry or frazzled, but I find that it's fine for just for, you know, using for heat defense. And I just spritz this lightly. Like 1 quick spray. If it's just my fringe, I'll do a few if it's around my hair, and then blow away, and that's fine. I don't use flat irons very often, very rarely, maybe a couple of times a month, but this, I find my hair is protected when I use them, and I love the smell of it as well. I tend to like stuff that have nice smells, and it's always sweet smells that I'm really attracted to, and this has it as well. So it's not the most expensive one in the world either as far as I can remember, but I just get this in Boots, so that's brilliant. And then the hairspray that I'm using at the moment, but it's not my favourite. My favourite is actually the Elnett hairspray. But this is the one that I'm using at the moment, and it's the Fructis style Shine and Hold. It's a flexible hold hairspray, and it's got the, out of 1 to 5, it's the ultra strong 4 flexible hold. I don't find it holds very, very well. Like when I use the Elnett and I go out into a windy day, it does seem to hold very, very well, particularly the one, you know, for a good hold. But this one, if it gets very windy, it doesn't really hold very well. But just for regular daily use, when it's not like a hurricane outside, like we've been having here in Galway for the last couple of days, last week actually, we've been having, we actually had a hurricane yesterday. But anyhow, which is very rare for Galway. This is okay when I'm indoors and when the weather's decent, but otherwise it's a bit... So I won't, actually it's out of 6, it's only 4 out of 6, that's probably why it's not the best, but I will go back to my Elnett I think after this, and that's that. So that's what I'm using in my hair at the moment. That's what's keeping my hair healthy and how I'm kind of treating it, and you know, trying to help it grow so that it's at its optimum health because like I said, I do use a permanent hair dye on it. And that's it. So I hope this was helpful, guys. I'll leave a list of everything below if you're interested in checking those out, and I'll chat to you all really soon. Slán!